So the first thing we're going to do with your ARC HDMI soundbar is get it connected to the TV with a single HDMI cable. Now, this is a Vizio soundbar, and as you can see right there, although it is upside down, this is where the HDMI port, HDMI plug goes. So, and you can see actually right here, I'll show you, HDMI ARC to TV. So that's pretty self-explanatory right there. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and plug this in. Okay, that is now plugged into the soundbar. And what we're going to be doing next is connecting it to the television. Okay, so I've got my TV pulled out now off the wall, and I've got some ports back here, but the thing you have to find is the ARC, which is the ARC Audio Return Channel port. This will be clearly labeled, and that is the HDMI port that you must use for your ARC device. So my top HDMI port right there, the very top one, it says ARC on it, so that's the one we're going to be plugging in the soundbar. Okay, so now the HDMI cable is plugged into the ARC HDMI port. Now that the ARC HDMI soundbar is connected to the ARC HDMI port on the back of the TV, we can now go into the television settings and get this connected. And all of these TVs that support ARC are going to have a feature called CEC. So what we're going to do is we're going to go, in this case on my ROKU TV, we're going to go to Settings. Okay, and then we're going to come down here to System. And under System, you're going to have Control Other Devices CEC. This is what you're going to be looking for no matter what brand TV you have if you're using an ARC device. So we're going to go ahead and hit Search here. And as you can see, it has found my HDMI 1 Vizio V21T soundbar. ARC is active and everything is good. There's a couple of settings here that are more of a preference, not a requirement, but I do have the one touch play turned on, and this is simply going to allow other devices to automatically switch the TV to use it as the active source input when playback starts. Basically what it's saying is if you have a Blu-ray player or some type of ARC device and you turn that device on, it's going to also power your TV on. Now, what I like is that when I turn my TV on and off, it automatically powers the soundbar on and off. So I don't have to worry about grabbing another remote control. My television remote does it all. When I change the volume on my TV, it automatically adjusts the volume on the soundbar. When I power my TV off, the soundbar goes off, and when I power my TV on, the soundbar comes on. There is another setting here, System Standby. This is just basically saying if your TV goes to sleep, go ahead and put that ARC device to sleep as well, which could be fine and should be fine, but what I don't like is that if your ARC device goes to sleep, well, it may in fact make your TV go to sleep. So I just prefer to leave that turned off. So now that we're back here, and if I hit the volume up on my remote, this is actually controlling my soundbar. So the sound is now coming out of the soundbar, not the television, but one single remote controls it all. And I'll show you the soundbar now. The soundbar is just directly below the TV, and you can see just barely on the screen there at the bottom the soundbar. As I'm adjusting the volume of the TV, the soundbar lights up and it's showing me the volume as well. And if I actually turn the television off, the soundbar will actually go off with the TV, which is very nice. And of course, if I turn the TV back on, the soundbar will just power right up with it every time. No longer do I need a separate remote to control the soundbar power and volume. So that's the benefit of having an ARC device. And one last setting that you can just sort of tweak and play around with. Once again, this is on a Roku, but it's fairly similar on every TV. If you go to your audio settings here, audio output, there you go right there. It's set on eARC, and it shows the brand and model number of my soundbar. So that's another setting that you might need to check just to be sure it's set correctly. I don't like using auto, as auto sometimes just simply makes mistakes. So in this case, I have got it specifically set to my soundbar.